So good morning and welcome to Brunch with Brian, your weekday stop for motivation and for some great real estate tips. Golden nuggets that you can trade in for cash if you apply them in the real world. Boy, that was kind of clever, right? I never said that before. So guys, welcome. And as always, I always like to give you guys great tips. Lately we've been doing a lot of different things. We just got another offer accepted yesterday. Now this offer was kind of a tricky one because the seller for some reason freaked out in the middle of the deal and didn't want to pay the realtor commissions. Now and this is something that we're doing more of right now, guys, is we're working with realtors. That's, I would say, maybe one of the biggest shifts in the marketplace. We are obviously going through a big shift in the market, and you know, how is that? What are some of the impacts? What are some of the effects that I really see of that? All of a sudden, agents are friendly. It's crazy, you know, because before it was like you talk to an agent and you'd say basically my approach, which is, hey, you know, we've been investing we buy and sell houses all around the area. We've been doing this a long time. Whatever your bio is, and then you basically tell them, you know, if it's a distressed property, we'll pay it cash and pay cash for the repairs. But if it's a nice property like you're listing here, or, you know, this property we're discussing, then the way we do it is with seller financing. Agents like the term sometimes seller carryback. That's a term they're familiar with. It's in the MLS. Seller carry or seller carryback. It's a term they're more familiar with sometimes than seller financing. If anybody doesn't understand seller financing, don't forget you can always tell them to look it up in Wikipedia. And there's a pretty good, you know, explanation of seller financing that doesn't sound too bad, you know, sound too scary, and so that's helpful. So sometimes with some people to get used to the idea, but agents are relatively familiar with this idea, seller financing. Hey, quiet. So seller financing is something that I want you guys proposing in that manner, and now all of a sudden agents are getting more amenable. Why are agents getting more amenable? A big reason why is because the properties are being listed, the days on market are getting longer. If they could throw anything on the market and sell it in a week or 2 weeks, then, you know, why even talk to us? Why talk to somebody who is saying, hey, would your seller consider monthly payments? I'm paying your commission up front, but would your seller take monthly payments potentially? Now remember, you do have to pay the commission. You have to pay their commission up front, which is 3%, and you should have an agent on your side that kicks money back into the deal, maybe takes 1%, but kicks you back 2%. Or if you're an agent, you know, you can kick your whole 3% back in. So that's another way to do it. Or if you have somebody on your team. Now, we both used to be agents. Lynette and I used to both have our real estate license. Lynette and I both used to be regular agents working with buyers and sellers. And then Lynette went into new homes. And so she was selling new homes for a builder. And you have to have your license obviously there as well. And that's a little bit different animal. And then I went into mortgages and I was managing a mortgage office when I said I've had enough. And I got out of the mortgage business and got into investing full time. So that, you know, and we've never looked back. That was the biggest change. And during the years, you know, at certain times we've done a lot of deals through realtors, and it used to be, you know, you would get scoffed at, but now it's really coming back. So I want you guys really in tune with, you know, contacting properties that have been a long time on the MLS and realizing that there's a lot of potential profits in that, and the sellers are getting more and more flexible because they still got to sell. They still got to move on with their life. And so there's increased seller, you know, I like to stay away from words like fear and desperation, but that's kind of what we've been dying for, because there's been zero of that. And so sellers have been overconfident, and it's been hard to get great deals. And so the market's shifting, so this is the time to really be focusing, learning what you need to learn, getting your step-by-step checklist worked out, practicing your scripts, role-playing your scripts, and then using your scripts with real sellers. Okay, so right now It's a time to talk to a lot of sellers, and it's a it's a different market. Now I was going to talk about something else. I was actually going to talk about what is it? It's a special day today. Let me hit this other tab. It's Hooray for Kids Day. Okay, so I like this this app called Check a Day. So sometimes I go on that and I sort of see what's the national day for today, and it's Hooray for Kids Day. And if you have kids in your life, the great thing about kids and the thing to emulate and role model, and that's the thing, you got to look at all the people in your life, and I want you to role model the ones that you admire in different categories. And that's the thing. Some people I admire for just the cheeriest attitude. Lynette's very good at this, having a very bright, cheerful attitude. But then I maybe wouldn't emulate them for, being the best business person. So that would be someone else I would role model for that. You don't have to have one person be your exclusive role model for everything. You can have selective role modeling. That's what I like to do. So figure out who does those things best in your life. Who's got the best sense of humor? Who has, who really likes to tell a joke and have a laugh and that. So if you want to have more of a sense of humor, you can use that person as a role model. That used to be something when I was a younger guy. I used to think about that. And I used to try to make jokes all the time. And that was actually, I'd go into conversations just looking to make jokes. And I realized that. I was watching my sons, and I realized, wow, that's what they do. And I forgot I don't do that anymore. Now I kind of approach things in a different way. And so it's kind of interesting to see how different people approach situations and how you used to think and how you think now. So the market now, however you used to think about real estate, I want you thinking very positively right now, and you are getting a better response from agents, and that's a big shift in the marketplace now. So I want you being aware of that side of the market. Now at our Taking Action workshop, which is coming up in less than a month, it's August 26th. It's like 3 Fridays from now. We're going to dive into this, and I'm going to give you guys the nitty-gritty and show you exactly how we do this, and we'll probably do some calls and show you guys some calls on what we say and how that works. So I really want you guys tuning in and focusing up, because this is the time. This is the it's a land of opportunity that we live in, and the market is bending in our favor finally, after the pandemic and other factors artificially extended a seller's market and puffed up the prices higher than anybody expected. And so now I think we're going to come back to earth, and we're going to see more of a normal market where sellers put their house on the market and expect to have it sit for 2 or 3 months, and then we come along and boom, we're the great option. So so what I was going to say about kids though is emulating kids on enthusiasm and just unbridled excitement. As adults sometimes we get excited about things, but then there's always this but in our mind. We get excited, wow, this looks great, I'm excited, but I've done this, this doesn't work, or this hasn't worked for me before, or that isn't so great, or this, or just some kind of a modifier and stuff. And sometimes that's a protection device. You're kind of trying to not get too enthusiastic and excited, because you're trying to protect your feelings. If you get too excited and something doesn't work out, then it's painful. So, but that actually lessens your chances of success, because it lessens your enthusiasm, your unbridled excitement and enthusiasm for a pursuit. So I want you guys being like a kid, getting very enthusiastic about your real estate career. In the next 1.5 years, I think you're going to see incredible growth. Too impatient, but on August 26th, and when you come to that event, we're going to really give you guys the meat and bones of what you need to make a lot of money by the end of the year. So even if you haven't got a deal by the time you come to our event, that's okay. I want you to get to that event, and you're going to learn what you need to do to get, I hope, 5 to 10 deals by the end of the year. Okay, well, this is very exciting. I always like to get outside when I can. I kind of ran over, almost. Okay, I'm just going to run over. So guys, what's our affirmation for today? I'm as enthusiastic as a kid. Okay, let's do that. 1, 2, 3. I've been as enthusiastic as a kid. I'm enthusiastic as a kid. I'm enthusiastic as a kid. Yes. So use that enthusiasm. Don't let your thinker brain take that away from you. Okay, let's do our deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Oh, man, that feels good. Always a big smile too. Nice deep breath in. And relax. On your exhale, it's always good. Relax your shoulders. That feels so good. One more. Awesome. All right. Okay, guys, great morning. Have a great morning this morning. Have a great couple of days here. Set your weekend up for success. I always say Thursday and Friday are good setup days to get appointments for the weekend, to go out and look at properties. So call sellers. See if you can call at least 5 to 10 sellers in the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, and get something set up to go look at a property. All right. So, guys, this is always great. Until I see you tomorrow at the same time, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from us, and taking action. I got to see my cursor here. There we go. And always take a lot of action.